Hello and welcome to a special waterproof edition of Megawatt TV, where this week we're going to give you the lowdown on some waterproof clothing, a waterproof camera and a waterproof MP3 player, as well as a host of tips, tricks and much more.
Yo, this is the Megawatt wrap. No, we're only joking, it's not a wrap at all. This is the latest kit from Burton, which is not the high street retailer, but the snowboarding company. And they've teamed up with Gore-Tex to create these waterproof jeans, complete with vents and stuff, and this denim jacket, which hopefully won't stop you getting a wet arse on the piste. Now, we haven't been allowed to fly to some snow-capped mountain around the world because it's the height of summer here in the UK. So we've come up with a different way to try and test this kit to the extreme and see how waterproof it actually is.
Now, we're sure there's a scientific way of doing this, but hey, you just want to see me get wet, don't you? So we've devised an unscientific plan, which is wearing a brown t-shirt, covering it up with the jacket and seeing how wet we get and if we get wet inside. Now, we're going to start with a cup of water. Now, as you can see, that's pretty dry inside, so that's ideal for if you're in the pub. Next up, a jug of water. Still dry. Those two are pretty pathetic. We need some firepower, so we've enlisted the help of the water blaster. Oh yeah. Still dry. So we've done the plastic cup, we've done the jug of water, we've even done the water blaster. There's only one thing for it. Let's see that in slow-mo. So, is it still dry? Well, it doesn't appear it is. But then, to be honest, this isn't what the Burton gear is designed for. It's designed to keep your arse dry when you're on the slopes. And as you saw on the other couple of clips, it did perfectly well at that. And, you know, this is pushing it to the extreme. One thing you do have to bear in mind is the cost. £360 for the trousers, £450 for the jacket, making it quite an expensive option just to be able to wear denim and keep dry on the slopes. Well, that's it. We're now going to go get changed. Summer's almost here, and so that means picnic time. And what better way to enjoy your picnics than with some music? And Creative think it has the answer with their travel sound speaker system for their Zen V Plus MP3 player, which is this little thing here. All you have to do is plug in the device. It's battery powered, so it just takes 4 regular AA batteries. Plug that back on, turn it on, and away you go. Just press the play button and you get music. Now, the volume is okay. We wouldn't say it's the best sound in the world. It's a tiny bit tinny, and it's certainly not going to be good enough to fill a room at a party. However, it does have this thing called soundstage, which when pressed attempts to give you the idea that it's in a bigger room. Well, this is with it on, this is with it off, and really it just seems to boost the levels of sound more than make it sound like you're on a soundstage. Other than that, it also has, because the Zen V Plus has an FM radio in it, the speaker has a little antenna to boost the signal, which is a nice little add-on. For £50, it's not going to blow your world away, and it's certainly not as good as the Parrot boombox we've reviewed beforehand, but it will get you that music at a picnic. And this is the Creative Travel Sound Zen V speaker system. One of the latest digital cameras from Pentax is the Optio W30, which features a 7 megapixel sensor and a 3x optical zoom. Oh, and it's waterproof as well.
So we've just recovered the camera. As you can see, it's waterproof and it's still working. One of the features of the camera is that it has a number of scene modes, about 23 in total, and not surprisingly, 2 of those involve underwater filming for the video camera element and underwater pictures. Now we've placed a little aquarium, sort of with a pirate's hat and a skull and stuff, underneath the water, and we're going to take some pictures to see how well this camera works underwater. Now it's waterproof to 3 meters, and we're about 1.5 meters here, you can see, so it should be fine to do. Let's see how it goes. So how did it perform? Well, from a waterproof camera point of view, perfectly, because it's still working and we've been underwater for quite some time. The ultimate depth of it is 3 meters, which isn't as impressive as Olympus's 770SW, which goes down to 10 meters. But for kicking around the beach, by the poolside, or on a boat, it's going to serve you perfectly. One of the things you do have to be wary of is that obviously it's designed for the waterproof element, and so if you're a land lover and never find you really go near the sea, or only go to the beach like once a year, then probably the investment of all the extra seals and everything like that is not really for you. Other things to note is, quite strangely, it has an ISO setting of 3200, which is incredibly high, certainly more than our regular digital SLR that we use, and taking pictures of that gives you a lot of noise, so it's probably one that is a feature that you won't use, to be fair. Overall, if you are a water bunny, or a water baby should we say, and like getting wet, then this is certainly a good option to think about. So here's a quick tip for you with Windows Vista. I'm going to show you. Now, Windows Vista has this brilliant thing called Quick Launch, which sits in the bottom here next to the Start button and allows you to have up to 10 programs which you can quickly launch for whenever you need them. All you have to do is press Windows key and one of the buttons, depending on the location of the button there. So say if we wanted to load QuickTime, for example, we press Windows, and this is the 4th one along for us, so we press Windows and there's QuickTime. If we wanted to load Internet Explorer, for us we'd press Windows 3. And that gives you Explorer. Now it also allows you to take advantage of Windows Vista's Aero software, which allows you to see the thing. It's probably better if I show you rather than explain it. Press Windows 2 on our machine and it spins it into this. And it's a really quick and easy way of getting to quick applications that you use all the time. Now you can even, let's choose one, you can even have it so it just selects your favourite folder. So we've set one up for pictures, so that's 6, so it's Windows 6. And it'll bring up our picture folder, and it's as easy as that.